YouTube? It's your boys Vatos no Shonen back at again with a tier list this time. Woo!
A new little series we got going on here.
Yeah, we're gonna try doing some intros of shows we like. Today we are starting out with Naruto, the original.
A classic.
Yeah. If you don't already know, I'm Yen and that's RJ. But yeah, let's get right into the tier list and see if you guys hate it or love it. And if you do have any questions or concerns, please feel free to drop it in the comments and let us know how you feel after watching this video.
Let's get right into it.
Do it. All right, this first intro is the original first intro for Naruto.
The Land of Waves arc.
Yeah, back in the OG days of him just learning to be a Genin. It's called Rocks by Hound Dog.
Let's get right into it. So I just want to preface this by saying that I didn't watch this when I was younger. This is actually a show that I got onto a lot later. So I don't really have a lot of nostalgia or emotional attachment to these shows.
Considering you watched it only a few years back
Or
too.
to these intros, I should say.
Yeah.
I don't have a huge emotional attachment to them, so realistically, I'm just going based off the song, the hype of the arc as well kind of plays a part into it, and of course animation.
Yeah. Oh man, this animation.
Oh no.
Oh, classic. But you know what? Even though I don't remember this animation, I still know the song.
Oh yeah. Everything was good.
Yeah.
This is like the most innocent.
It really is when we first got introduced to all these characters too. Now this is for me, I watched this when I was really young, so this still hits, you know? Okay, so how we feel on a scale?
Intro 1. Okay. It's a good song.
Yeah.
Good intro. You can see just right off the bat that Naruto is a rambunctious kid.
Yeah.
He's got his friends. Sasuke is more on the serious side.
Yeah.
And you can see that
Kakashi for the most part is in that, but also kind of you can see he's got like a friendly demeanor towards the kids and whatnot too.
but he also has that authority figure
Yeah.
into the
You understand
intro.
that they're a team pretty early on.
Yeah.
But a good intro, I want to say, definitely aged, but song still iconic. Still iconic. Even the "Come on," such a banger.
Yeah, well, as soon as it hit that, it all came back. I was like,
Yeah,
okay, nice.
yeah.
I remember this.
All right.
Just remember, like, we need to put it like...
Yeah. We have to both come to an agreement here.
It's true, but we also need to, like, this is going to define...
Yeah. Oh, yes, you're right. It does define where the rest
the
sit.
level, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we need to, like, figure out, like, does it get a pass because it's old, right? Are we doing that? Because
Yeah,
it's
okay.
Like,
Well, rules of the game, I want to say is iconic.
yeah.
What we see. And then on top of that,
The song.
The song, exactly. Yeah.
Animation is going to get a pass
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it
It's
doesn't really
older,
matter.
yeah.
It doesn't
Yeah.
really matter. Like, for me, it doesn't do that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. We're going to say our judgment on 3. All right?
Okay.
1, 2, 3. B tier.
Yeah, okay,
Let's
perfect.
go.
Perfect,
Okay.
right in the middle. I think it's a great song, but it doesn't hit super high in terms of being iconic to the ear where you're like, I could hear that anywhere and be like, this is my Naruto intro. But the animation was fun.
Yeah.
It's the original, so you're always going to remember that small moment of him going, "Come on!" And then the rest of the characters showing up for the first time. But it's not great either. It's not like this amazing song, but doesn't need to be lower than B. I think it's perfectly in the middle.
Hopefully it gives you an idea of kind of what our list is going to be, because B tier, in my opinion, is not bad at all.
No,
it's
not at all.
just, it's a good intro that I can enjoy watching, but I'm not going to take it out and go to Spotify. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. I'm not.
Right?
I'm not using this as a song I listen to while I'm driving.
Yeah,
you
I'm
know?
not bumming this in the car, right? But B is still good. It's an enjoyable watch.
Exactly. You play me this song outside, I'll still have a good time with it.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool. Like that bad boy. B.
All right. Second intro for, I believe, the Chunin exam now.
Fan favorite.
A fan favorite.
For a reason.
Yes. And the song is Far Away by Asian Kung Fu Generation, a band that we will definitely hear a few more times in the Naruto openings.
I actually do not remember this intro or even what song that is. So,
All right. Well,
been a while. Let's hear it.
let's do it. Oh, God, this song is my childhood.
I knew as soon as it would start, I'd be like, okay, it would come back.
This one, it will hold a special part in my heart. The first time I ever picked up Naruto was when it play at night randomly, and it was during the tuning exam. So this banger for me.
I think this song just holds up so well.
Oh yeah.
His voice is like iconic, you know?
Asian Kung Fu Generation, great band.
And we got a lot of introductions into like new characters, right?
This is where the world of like the hidden Leaf Village alone just expanded.
Yeah.
You know? This shot will never
Banger.
not be iconic.
All the groups, all the teams.
This is also back when the intros did a lot of foreshadowing without directly telling you what was going to happen. It was great.
Absolute banger. All right. I feel like there's just not a lot to be said about that intro. It kind of speaks for itself. The music is great. The animation's still good. You know, like I said, I don't really want to hold animation too high of a variable here. Yeah. Just because it's still good, even though it's old.
For what we get to see through this animation.
Yeah.
Seeing all these new faces, kind of foreshadowing, you know, Orochimaru and Kabuto's betrayal. And kind of learning that we are not just going to be having a willy-nilly mission here. We're in combat. I think the intro itself does a great job kind of getting you ready to watch that arc.
Yeah, it does showcase all the teams, all of their kind of see like they all group there. Yeah, the dynamics between each other.
All right.
Okay, let me think for a sec.
Yeah, take into consideration.
You already know what you're
I already know.
Okay, this man has already known. Okay. Let me think here.
I've known since the day I was born.
Yeah. Okay. All right. You're on 3?
On 3.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
S tier. Hands down.
S tier. Absolutely.
Down.
It deserves it.
That song, as soon as I had my Spotify up, as I got older, one of the first few Japanese songs that made it onto my Spotify.
That is the song that I have listened to 100 times over. It will never get old. His voice, it's so great. That pre-chorus is iconic.
Yeah, the way he actually yells, and you can tell he's putting a lot of feeling into that. Ooh, what a great intro. Animation, song, everything. Iconic.
All right, we're moving on now, guys. We are on
third intro for the Konoha Crush arc, and it's called Hurrying Sadness into Kindness by Little. Let's get right into it.
Also features one of the longest death scenes you will ever see in an anime. So.
Oh my god.
So
don't even get me started.
So let's get into it.
Flash that one up on screen for you.
a 5 episode death
of him getting a sword slowly pushed through him.
All right, let's do it. Okay, yeah. As soon as they come up and like all the memories just come flashing back.
As soon as the first like chord of someone singing comes, be like, yes,
like,
this one. I feel like this song does a weird job of establishing that we're in a serious arc, but the song doesn't hit as serious as it should.
I was just about to touch on that. There's a lot of serious aspects happening in the story.
Yeah. But this song feels like it doesn't put as much emphasis on it as it should.
It's not like happy-go-lucky per se, but it's also not like dark.
Yeah, exactly. But I guess it's trying to keep in tune with Naruto. Naruto's emotions basically dictate how the song plays out.
You know, like the way the chorus resolves and everything like that, like it definitely feels like kind of hopeful but a little unknown.
Yeah.
Right? Like I don't feel happy.
It doesn't give you emotion directly, you know? Yeah.
They couldn't come in here on this deep ass plot and just be like, Kimi no yo. Right? Like they had to.
Definitely.
Good intro. All right, I honestly already know where I'm putting this, so if you want to add anything that.
My opinions on it so far are not a bad intro.
No.
I feel like it doesn't do enough of a job to explain where we are in the show itself.
Yeah.
The song was not bad, but definitely leaves a little bit to be desired in terms of like giving you emotion to feel going into it. Whereas like the last intro makes you feel hype for like chewing exam and getting into that fighting aspect. I think I've come to a decision here.
1, 2, 3. C
tier. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, cool.
We're in agreement here.
We are in a groove right now.
Yeah, we got it. We're reading each other's minds right now. Okay.
I mean, it's all right. Like.
Now, the reason I want to say C is because D, I feel like, has to have a lot more weight to it. We can't just put D because it wasn't necessarily something that was like, oh my god, I need to bang my head to this. But you know, the animation's good, the song's still good, the intro gets most of the point across.
Yeah,
so,
definitely.
Yeah, I feel like D should be held for really those things that are unbearable, you know?
Those intros that kind of come out of nowhere and don't really hit the tone of the subject at all, or show nothing to do with the show, I think are D tier.
Yeah. All right, so now we're in to the next arc here, the search for Tsunade, and pretty small arc. We kind of get an introduction to the pervy sage, and then obviously he's not interested in being the Hokage at all.
Or even teaching Naruto at first, but over some convincing time, you know, he comes to show Naruto a little bit of the ropes and teaches him the Rasengan in this arc.
It's true.
All right, this intro is Go by Flow. Ooh, if this one doesn't already pick up for you.
This one definitely has a more of like a fun, and even like this kind of manga style they have in the intro too.
Definitely, and a little foreshadow to our boy Kisame there too. It definitely picks up the emotion, gets you in the groove.
Yeah, you know, we kind of had a big plot point in the last arc there, so you know, this is definitely a life goes on kind of moment in the show.
And that we can still move ahead. It almost gives you an adventure vibe.
Yeah.
And for what it is, this arc is also about, you know, going on this little adventure with Jiraiya, you know, to find Tsunade. And I love that even though we're getting some still frames, we're still getting animation in the background of those frames, or like in the forefront, I guess. Ooh, Sasuke Chidori too. And foreshadows Tsunade's gambling. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, fourth intro here. I don't know how you're feeling on that. I feel like it's a good intro. It's fun. It portrays a decent little bit of adventure that we are going to be having in this arc.
Kind of like you said, it is a life goes on and like a pickup after aftermath, basically. So it feels more like bring you back to life. We're not on a sad note anymore. We're going to try to keep moving on and get to the next big thing.
Do you do you know where you want to place this, or?
I am having a little tug of war in my head about this right now.
Me too. I'm kind of like a little bit like in a dilemma between where I want to place this, because one, it is a really great song, and honestly still very enjoyable to watch, but aside from the song, I kind of had forgotten about this intro completely.
Yeah,
you
definitely.
The song still had lingered in my mind, and I actually do listen to it every now and then. But yeah, the intro kind of hasn't really stuck out to me in terms outside of the song.
All right, I'm gonna give you my opinions, but only after we come to a conclusion on the place. So how you feeling? You done?
Yeah. Okay, I know.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. This could be the first.
This could be the tiebreaker for once.
All right. So 1, 2, 3.
B tier. Okay, yeah.
Hey, boy.
We are on it.
We're
still.
in sync. No controversy in this video at all.
Yeah, I know, right? Community, don't hate us, please, Jesus.
The safest tier list ever.
Yeah. The song has really good stay power. The band Flow actually really do like, and they
go on to do some banger intros. Better even than this one.
Yeah, definitely. So as soon as I saw that was the band too, I was like, oh yeah. I know it's gonna be a good one.
Oh, yeah.
You can't lose the flow. But the animation definitely leaves a little to be desired in terms of like stay power.
Yeah.
It has a good, if you watch the intro, actually very good intro, but it doesn't have anything iconic that brings you to it immediately in your head.
I feel like I enjoyed that it was more of a lighthearted intro. The animation still looked great in my opinion, and I really liked the manga panel aspect of the beginning there.
Yes, me too.
But yeah, outside the song, it's just nothing that I really want to watch again.
Yeah, nothing to write home about too much.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a good intro, and that's kind of all it is.
Yes. Alright, next intro is the Sasuke Recovery Mission arc. A huge arc in terms of the show.
Yeah.
And very longer, but also well-written arc in terms of fights too. We get a little bit more of Neji, Choji, and Shikamaru as well.
Yeah, this arc has always sticked out to me. I love the team aspect that we get with all, especially not just because it has just been like Sasuke, Naruto, and then
And Sakura.
Sakura. But now we get to meld teams as well because we
Yeah.
get Shikamaru, we get Choji,
Neji, yeah.
and Neji. Exactly. So Shikamaru taking on a leadership role in this
Ooh, so good.
iconic moment.
This arc definitely cemented Shikamaru as a fan favorite, especially for me too.
Yeah.
But yeah, and this arc also is when Sasuke decides to be an asshole and leave.
Be a big bad. All right, let's get it.
Let's get into it. It's called Rhapsody of Youth by Sambo Master. Some really edgy shots, but kind of cementing you into where we're going against Naruto versus Sasuke.
Yeah.
Almost forgot that Kiba was in this arc.
Yeah, Kiba's solid, man. He was
Yeah.
one of my favorite characters.
Early on, yeah, I really did like him. Good shot showing Sasuke's like turn.
The counterpart between like light and darkness.
Yeah, exactly. The one thing I didn't like about this arc is Sakura being a baby. But like, please take me with you.
Yeah, she kind of takes a backseat in this arc for sure.
But this shot, definitely an iconic one in my head.
So, personally, after watching that through, I feel like I held a lot of attachment to the arc itself.
Yeah, definitely.
And not the intro.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
even a little bit.
Yeah.
I felt nothing.
Yeah, yeah, it is definitely. Looking back, it's like, man, I really love this arc.
like,
and then
oh my
you go into
God.
the intro, and you're like, why is this like very forgettable in my head?
Yeah.
You know, at the end of it when it
Not
shows
bad.
Naruto and Sasuke, I definitely liked that shot. I remember that shot when I was younger, but yeah, I don't think the rest of the intro really holds up as strong as some of the other contenders on this list already.
Let me ask you something.
All right.
Can you hum the song that just played to us?
That's probably the reason why it doesn't stay as well. It's got a weird rhythm to it.
I can't.
Yeah, it's not the strongest song, that's for sure.
No, and the song is a big portion. I don't
Yeah.
want to say that just because the song isn't catchy as hell that
Yeah,
it's a
yeah,
bad intro by any means, but it
usually
is part of
that's-
the
yeah.
tier list, right? Like it's everything into one, right? This arc probably is my favorite OG Naruto
Yeah,
arc because
yeah.
I really got attached to the not only to the main characters but the side characters, and
Yeah.
that's when Naruto kind of became special to me.
Yeah, exactly. Because
Right?
they introduced these characters and made them more mainstay in terms of like you're getting a lot of time with them.
Yeah.
And every one of those like the boys on that mission basically gets an episode to themselves.
Yeah.
Makes you fall in love
The
with them.
Choji episode, banging.
Yeah, that's a classic.
But anyway, like I said, we're here to talk about intros, not
Yeah.
arcs. So I already know where I'm going. So
Me too.
All right, 1, 2, 3, D.
Oh, you went D tier.
went
That's
D
the
tier.
first one.
I went D tier.
Ooh, I don't know if I go D tier because it still does a lot of showcasing of the arc itself,
Yeah.
but it doesn't have a good song for it.
Yep.
And the showcase isn't like amazing, but I would say it almost feels like the other C tier where it's like, if you told me hum back the C tier song that we already have there for the third intro, I couldn't.
Yeah. It does definitely has a.
Explain yourself,
It
young
definitely
man.
has a same feel for the C tier one. The only reason I put it down to D is just because it just has no stay power to me at all. The animation is still good for the time.
Yeah.
But it's also very still. We're getting
Yeah.
a lot of like flashing images. There's not a lot of character to it. It
You
felt
know what?
like
I think I can join you in D tier because you're
you
right.
don't have to. The only
But-
thing is like we can agree to disagree
Yeah.
on this. We'll definitely have to put it somewhere.
But I'm willing to give you D tier on this one because the showcase of animation we do have makes me think of the arc more than the intro.
Yeah.
Doesn't have anything iconic in the intro that makes me go like, that's that intro. And you're right, the song did not hold up for me, so I'm willing to go down to D for this.
If I'm showing people Naruto intros,
Yeah.
this is gonna be the last one.
Yeah, if you told me this is where the Light and Darkness saga kind of start, I'd be like, okay. It wouldn't
Yeah.
do anything because there's way better intros that showcase that way more.
So that's it for me.
D tier.
D tier it is. Please don't come at me for this. I don't.
We-
yeah.
To preface, we love Naruto so goddamn
We
freaking
do.
much, but it's just one.
We gotta be real.
It wasn't it.
We gotta be real.
It wasn't it. I'm sorry.
You're not gonna love everything, right?
Okay, so now with the openings, this is where the filler arcs really start to take away from the show. RJ here mostly skipped a lot of the filler.
Yeah, I had a guide throughout my watch through because, like I
Yeah.
said, Naruto had been finished for a while once I started watching. So A lot of this is lost on me.
Yeah, I did watch a lot of these back in the day. Since then, whenever I do my rewatch of Naruto, I usually skip a lot of these too. So it's almost like seeing these ones fresh. So the ratings will be based on how much we actually enjoy the opening and if they show anything that we actually like.
All right, let's see it.
Do it. So this new intro is No Boy, No Cry by Stance Punks. Ooh, but a good song still. Definitely gives you some energy going into it, which I like. Keeps
It kind of feels like the first two. Arcs,
intros. Yeah. Gives you that sense of like moving, you know.
But there's still like a whole gloomy mood that
after Sasuke leaving, you know. Little fisheye effect too, which I like. Ooh,
nice.
Clean.
Okay.
And also some foreshadowing to the Kosuke, which don't become a big thing until Shippuden, really.
Yeah, exactly.
Not bad, actually.
Not bad, you know.
Actually, for a filler arc intro, pretty solid.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
Not bad. We got some animation on some side characters, which was really cool. It wasn't just stills. They showed a lot of stills of main characters, but that's fine. It didn't feel like it hurt the intro at all.
Yeah. Shikamaru, Kiba, and Rock all got some nice animation showcase there. But yeah, it made you feel like it almost hit similar to the Konoha Crush, the intro after Konoha Crush, basically, where it's like, now we're moving on from this dark moment, but this one, instead of being like we're on to better times, was like
it kind of hung on to it a little bit.
This is impacting a lot of people, and we're all still kind of in a mood about it.
It definitely, I liked that it kind of still showed that even though the team wanted to be better too, it's like time to get better. Right?
Yeah. On a basic level, I think pretty solid actually. So I have a rating for it too.
All right, I'm ready.
All right.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
B
tier. Yep. Yeah. I think it was a really good one, surprisingly, for something that you don't really watch every time.
It held up.
Still solid.
I think that might have been my first time seeing that, so.
Nice.
Another filler intro, but moving on from after Sasuke, I believe. So I think we got into more side missions during these arcs.
Yeah.
And kind of more screen time with other characters, which, I mean, if you're non-filler watcher, it's not going to mean much. But if you stayed around for that stuff, definitely got a lot more of like the other teams. I think some of the side characters actually do get some highlight that isn't necessarily filler.
Just filler, right?
Yeah, like Shikamaru and stuff like that.
Like it is canon.
There's definitely some anime canon episodes in this that weren't from the manga originally, but they still considered canon.
Yeah. All right, let's get it.
This song is Wind and Waves Satellite by Nokel. All right, song alone already sounding pretty solid.
Wow.
Got the iconic
It feels
Naruto.
like a different song, kind of. Like,
yeah, it does. Yes, the Sakura in front of the fence is a classic. You know what? Solid showing all the iconic moments. I think this
is
intro
good.
Does a good job capitalizing off the rest of the show to showcase it's a good intro. And he's still carrying Sasuke's head, man.
Nice.
Yeah, I love it. Showing kind of they stay together.
That felt like almost slice of life a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
But I really like that. And you know what? Solid intro.
Solid
Kind
intro.
of upset that I missed out on that one on my first initial watch through. That felt a lot like a Look at Us Now kind of intro.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
And those are one of my favorite moments in the show, especially the beginning of Shippuden, where it's kind of like, they're not necessarily like, look how far, blah, 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 but like seeing Naruto, seeing everyone grow up, you're just like, man.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's nice to take those moments and be like, man,
Mm-hmm.
we're not just this like annoying little kid now.
Yeah. I think this is the first intro that we've seen that actually uses direct clips from the episodes.
Yeah.
Nothing's directly. Well, they have a bunch of original shots, but most of our openings have like original animation for the opening. I think that's the first one that actually showcased
Took from the show, yeah.
Yeah.
I actually really enjoyed that intro.
Yeah, that was a solid intro for during the filler arcs. Like that could have actually been a mainstay one too.
I would have been happy if it was.
Yeah.
All right. Hold on, I'm like kind of battling a little bit.
I'm actually very happy with where I want to put this.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go with it.
All right.
All right. On 3. 1, 2, 3.
A tier. Yeah, that's a A-tier intro.
A-tier intro. You know, and that's just a good intro.
Yeah, it's a good intro, hands down. And yeah, you can make the argument like it could be a B tier because it's filler.
Yeah.
But as an intro alone, if you showed me that and told me it was filler, I wouldn't believe you because I'd be like, oh, this is a good intro. Like I'd see that being on the main story, and you know what? It deserved better. It should have been.
Yeah.
But no, that's an A-tier intro for me.
It should have been me, not him!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, on to the next arc here. We got another song
By Flow.
by Flow here.
Yeah. Already seeing that's a Flow song gives it some good leverage already. So we'll see how this song plays out. It is Remember by Flow.
Let's get it. Okay, I have heard this song.
Yeah, I've definitely heard this song.
But this is definitely just off the rip.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen this.
But I've definitely heard it out of this show.
Yeah, me too. Good song though.
Yeah, great song. And you know what? RA, some nice little showcasing. Our showcase of the teams. It always highlights one member, you know? And with the showcase of animation kind of going to the dark turn with that changing.
Yeah, and like, yeah, the breakdown.
Not bad.
No,
Not
I'm
bad at all.
enjoying this. Banger.
Ooh,
No, that was
not
great,
bad,
man.
yeah.
That was great. I enjoyed that a lot.
If you told me that came out after the Chunin exam, I would believe you and be like, yeah, that's a banging anime intro.
I really enjoyed that, man.
That was very,
Honestly,
very good.
I like that. The song was super catchy. You know, sometimes there's like a little bit of disconnect between what you're hearing and the animation in front of you.
Yeah.
And that one just felt perfect.
Yeah.
Especially when it kind of gets into that breakdown moment.
Yeah.
Then we get into the darker part of
sounds,
the...
and then the intro shows more in the dark, everyone kind of in this shadowy light.
Right.
Very good,
But
very
then
good showcase.
kind of back to the bubbly chorus after that, you know?
No, whoever animated this and, you know, the team working on it did a very good job.
Yeah.
And even at the beginning with the sunlight kind of like flashing with the rhythm of the song.
That was dope.
Not bad. Not bad at all, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, I know where I'm going, so. All right,
All right,
on 3?
on 3.
All right, 1, 2, 3, A.
S tier. I'm thinking S tier.
S tier.
Like I said, if you put that in the actual show, I feel like it would have been perfect. Like I said, it hit the showcase great, matches the song great, and the song has that stay power. And I don't know, that hit all 3 little...
Yeah,
for
it
me,
definitely scratched that part of your brain. It just felt good. It was enjoyable to watch. The song was good. It was very satisfying.
Yeah,
It still felt like a middle.
yeah.
If that makes sense.
I feel like it could be its own A+ tier almost, you know?
Yeah, like it has that potential where
Yeah,
like
yeah. But I can see A tier for sure.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't have anything that really, really...
pushed it to
Yeah,
the
makes you go like, this intro, this arc, outstanding.
Yeah, but I feel like that little extra bit that carried it up was the song.
Yeah, yeah.
Because, you know, for Chunin, they're both on that same
Yeah,
level where it's
definitely.
like hot animation, hot song, boom, right in your face. And
You know what? I'll concede. I'll give you A tier because I think you make a convincing argument, my friend.
yeah.
The final intro of Naruto Original. You may remember this, you may not.
I know like
Yeah.
the last 3, I think, are fully canon.
Yes, I think so.
This is all from memory, so
yeah.
don't quote me on
I
this.
can't remember off the
but
top of my head either, but I know, yeah, the little bit at the end of Naruto is actually canon.
Yeah.
The setup for Shippuden.
Yeah.
So you may or may not remember this, but
Find out.
I already do remember this intro because I genuinely enjoyed this intro. So
Okay.
let's get into it.
Into it.
It's Swaying by Hearts Grow. I think this intro does a good job doing a different thing, you know, for us compared to the
This
rest of the
song
intros.
is very familiar.
Yeah. I remember watching this when I was really young and being like, why is this so different but so right? You know?
I like this song.
It's a good song. Also, this little showcase of them in suits and like different clothing. Like it's kind of
Nice.
got like a Polaroid aspect to
Yeah,
it.
I
old
like
school
that. It's-
recording off a camera. It's like him training with Rock Lee.
Just from the hair, you can tell.
Yep.
Super clean animation, though.
Very
Looks
clean.
great.
Yeah.
That was great.
That was a very good intro.
Man, what are they doing with filler?
I know.
Like,
right?
why?
They're wasted on these.
Seriously,
filler
like
episodes.
someone like me, where it's just like you just skip it. I feel like I watched that one time
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised
because
if you did.
something about that felt very familiar. It was not like I'm going in blind like the other ones were.
I completely forgot how many episodes that intro is actually on, and you realize it's only like 3 or 2, and you're like, wow, we did not get to enjoy this intro as much as we should have, because it was a really good intro. But when I was younger, I watched everything, including filler, so I got to enjoy it at its full extent.
Yeah.
But I remember loving that intro when I was really young. Still holds up, in my opinion.
That held up nicely. I will say that held up nicely.
All right, final intro. Great animation, solid song.
Solid song, and also a very big departure on kind of what we are used to.
Because this does lead into Naruto leaving,
Right.
finally, and going off
There's training,
Wolf.
yeah.
Right, yeah. And even the iconicness of the silhouettes
Yeah.
of Naruto, I feel like that is really like cemented. I could see that a frame of just Naruto's silhouette against that blue background and be like, yeah, I know that intro.
Yeah. I feel you.
Yeah.
Do you know where you want to place this?
I do.
Okay.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
A tier.
A tier.
I agree. I completely agree.
I think that was definitely an A tier song. I think that song embodies A tier. Like,
I think so too, where it's just like, I feel like that's kind of slept on.
yeah, it was just right. You
Yeah.
know, it was perfect for what it needed to be, and the showcase was great animation wise. And then like we actually got some really nice animation just out of the silhouettes fighting.
Yeah.
Like what a great intro, fun, soft, hits the mood, ends the series on a perfect note almost.
Yeah. Okay. I'm pretty satisfied with this list.
I'm very satisfied. So to recap, in S tier, the one and only opening to our Asian Kung Fu Generation song, and they continue to kill it even in Shippuden.
Exactly.
In A tier, we have intro 7, 8, and 9, all the final ones. Funnily enough, most of the filler arc ones actually made it
They
into
really
A
did
tier.
get ranked higher than I thought they were going to be.
Surprisingly, they got better as the show ended, but then there was nothing to watch in the actual show. So, in B tier, we have intro 1, intro 4, and intro 6, all some really good middle of the pack boys that will, always find a home at Naruto. And if you like Naruto, you'll
Then you
love
know
those.
them, right?
Exactly.
Exactly.
But if you're not a big Naruto enjoyer, you probably might not know those songs too well.
Yeah.
In C tier, opening 3, probably one of those songs that or a few was probably slept on.
Yeah, I think so too. It's not that the song is bad.
But the actual intro itself was alright. It wasn't anything to write home about, but it is a good intro and didn't do anything necessarily bad.
Yeah, exactly. And C tier is not necessarily a bad thing either. It's just, it just doesn't hit.
Yeah, it just wasn't as big as it could have been compared to its competition.
Exactly.
And then our final one,
Final D tier.
probably more controversial because I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people want to argue that one. But in D tier, intro 5, the Sasuke recovery mission,
Yeah,
just didn't hold up.
it had nothing for me.
No, it did not hold the state power. Didn't have anything in my mind that makes me remember that intro really at all.
Yeah, I really did hold a lot to that arc. So it was a bit of a disappointment.
Yeah, to me, I think you were right. Well, your D tier call. And I think I'm happy that we end up with something in D tier.
Yeah.
Because if we went off just my call, we wouldn't have had any D tiers. We had to have one dumpster fire. I mean, if you have any thoughts about our rankings, feel free to let us know in the comments.
Also, guys, just for fun, throw your own tier into the comments too.
Yeah, for sure. Throw what you think your rankings would be, and maybe we'll duke you out in those replies.
All right, guys, that is the tier list. Hopefully you agreed with some of this. Maybe you didn't. Make sure to let us know in the comments. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Are you going to report us?
You gonna fight us on it?
And we will be in the comments with you guys, ready to battle it out on our decisions.
Yeah.
But no, it is all in good fun, and please do not hesitate to throw your own tier list and
Yeah.
also drop a little explanation why maybe deserves to be a little bit higher or lower.
Make your argument, and maybe one day we'll come back to this. But keep a lookout too, because we ain't stopping with OG Naruto. We will be back with a Shippuden tier list in due time. make sure you guys come back, check out some of our other content we're coming out with now, but we plan on doing more explorative stuff like this in the future. So if you liked it, please let us know and we'll keep it up, and we will see you guys in the next video.